Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Daily Shyvana Updates. Your date today is June 21st, 2025, day 12 of the channel. No updates today. However, I did decide to make a larger video today, going over just Shyvana and its rework as a whole. And I try to make a script for this, but reading off a script is really hard for me. I sound robotic as hell, so I decided not to do that. So I'm just gonna go off the top of the dome here. So apologies if I stutter or I don't come my point doesn't come straight across, but I'm gonna try my best here. All right, stay with me. Thank you. Now it all started a lovely day in the year 2020, almost 5 years ago now. So let's get into it. This is what we had, and this was awesome. We only got this 3 times where people from all over the world could vote on a champion to get reworked next, all right? The community voted for who should get the next VGU. Really strong contenders here. Fiddle, Shyvana, Nocturne, Mundo. Look at that guy over there on the right side. And Volibear. It was so close to the percentages that Fiddle and Volley both took first place. Reworking 2 champions at the same time. Who knew Riot could do that, huh? Anyway, important thing here, Shyvana got second. I guess technically second. Technically it's third because first and second tied. One of them is second place. But I'm not going to count that, all right? There was 2 winners. Okay, usually there's only 1 winner. There was 2. It was Fiddle and Volibear. They announced that they were both going to get a rework. And I just want to state something clear that Riot said, hey, we see Shyvana's pretty popular. Dude, she was 4% off. We could have maybe had a triple threat. That would have been crazy. All right? But, all right, in stride. Hey, we'll get them next year. If they do this again next year, this was the first time they did it. All right? They take notes, say she's on the radar. 5 years ago. Next year, all right, the Fiddlesticks rework comes out. I think Fiddlestick has the best rework ever. I think it's awesome what they did with that champion. Volibear polishes shit too, I ain't gonna lie, all right? But, hey, next year, we'll get him, all right? It's our turn. Skarner takes pink, I think. I think Shyvana was pink last time. But Shyvana, we're gonna actually check. Was she pink? No, she was red. All right, well, not Skarner, I apologize. Nocturne takes red from her. And they added new champions, obviously, right? And this was after you might see that, hey, we have 2 returning champions, right? Shyvana and Nocturne. What happened? Obviously, Volibear won. What happened to Mundo? Well, Mundo got his VGU, all right? Mundo got it, and I'll go into that a little more in the next slide. But Mundo got his rework. It was awesome. Here, however, Udyr actually just smokes everybody else, okay? It was crazy. But if you look at the numbers, 0.7% higher than Skarner, we took it. We got second place again, all right? Hey, hell yeah, all right? Keep on going. We'll get him next year. Quinn is on this list. I think Quinn's fine. I'm not too sure. I'm not a Quinn main. I apologize. But Udyr clears them, and I think Udyr had one of the better VGUs too. I really like what they did with them. Riot didn't really state anything, just they were super excited for the Udyr. He literally smoked everyone. All right? Volley and Fiddle, obviously they had to replace those guys, and then Mundo as well, so they added the next 3. And Udyr, unlucky he was on there. I think we would have stood a chance if it was somebody else, but maybe not, who knows? Unlucky, right? Mundo gets a VGU out of the blue. There wasn't really a vote for it. He placed last place on the first VGU. He placed dead last, but he still got the rework for whatever reason. He wasn't in Arcane or anything like that. He wasn't in no Zon. He should have been, but he wasn't. And hey, Mundo stocks are up. But this means this is great. This is great news for us. This means hopefully we don't have to vote. We don't need to vote. Maybe just one day it will happen. We'll wake up the next day. Guess what, you guys? Shyvana rework next month. We're making it happen. All right. I was really hoping for that because she took. Oh God, I'm gonna get heated by it. But Leah, we'll go next. All right. Then we get the next vote. Second place queen. This is where they call her the forever bride. of our forever bridesmaid. She's so close to taking the crown, but she's not yet there. Skarner wins this time, all right? And he clears them, all right? This, in hindsight, was a massive mistake, and I'll go into that next. But Kog'Maw gets added to the list. They removed Quinn, added Kog'Maw, the little void, cute guy of the void. Nocturne got a little bit lower, and people were voting Tryndamere because they didn't want him to be a split push champion anymore. And Riot stated, we're going to make him more split push heavy, which is crazy. People don't know how to read, but hey, what a surprise, right? Shyvana, second place again. Third time in a row. Okay? Yeah, just like they did with Mundo, that she could get a rework, and she's a super strong contender. Hell yeah, let's see it, right? Now, you may be wondering, all right, well, what happened to these VGU pulls? Well, this happened. 2.5 years. It took 2.5 years to turn a Crystal Scorpion into a Rock one, all right? I didn't really play a whole lot of Skarner. I just knew he had crystals, and I thought the crystals were pretty cool. But obviously, with time comes change, and they changed the ever-living shit out of him. He no more. I mean, he kept his R the same. That was really it. I didn't play a lot of Skarner once again, but he reworked. I know a lot of people were upset that he's not a Crystal Scorpion anymore. I know Victor just got the OG Victor skin. They should do it with Skarner. That's a lot of money, Riot. That's all I'm going to say. Make him a crystal again. I think it would work, all right? I mean, yeah, they just got rid of the crystal. Turned him to a... I know he's, massive now on the, League of Legends size charts. He just sweeps through mountains. That's him now. He got changed. Now he's a rock guy. Now, how does Seraphine Warlord... Seraphine, wasn't she using, Skarner's dead crystals as, a hover pad or something like that? I swear I read that somewhere. Seraphine's a whole other champion. She got the rework for Sona too. I could make a video on that, but this is a Shyvana update channel, not a Seraphine update channel. And like hell, she would ever need an update, huh? Next, there is hope in a 2024 Riot Dev update. We get one graceful fruit, and we are happy. Okay, this is awesome. Riot is saying that. Hey, we're gonna work on her alongside with somebody who plays a role in Arcane. Fuck you, Arcane, for making this shit go south, alright? It could have been Shyvana, but instead we got somebody else, and I'll go into that. Arcane was sick, alright? I really enjoyed it. However, they said, she's a badass half-dragon. We plan to make her dragon form more dragony. Which I agree. I think, as a transformation champion, she's one of the select few in the game. It should be like that. I really like going from left to right. It's 1, 2, and 3. 1, I don't like too much. I think 2 is the worst of the 3. And number 3 is bread and butter. Look at that. The tail, the pose, the fucking horns connected to her head. She looks more barbaric, right? I understand that she's trying to, Shyvana lore time, right? She's in Demacia. She is magic. But now I think, yeah, her and King Jarvan, bro, they got something going on, right? And he's in his personal army. I don't know if she's a general or whatnot. It's old lore, right? And it's not Shyvana's fault. It's just everyone else has all this really cool and interesting deep lore. I don't know where the hell Shyvana was during the Silas arc, dude. I want to see her throw hands. But then, hey, we did get her with the Ruination, right? That was pretty cool. Rune Shyvana skin. That's a really cool skin. It looks a lot like, it actually was really cool. I'm a real big fan of that skin, all right? They are like, hey, concept art, dragon form more dragony. This is sick, all right? And they make a thread on r/Shyvana talking to the Shyvana mains, asking, hey, what do you guys want to see? Now, me, personally, I hate AP Shyvana. I understand it might be really good, but I go Spear Sojin into Stridebreaker or Titanic Hydra, and then just tank items from there. And you do so much damage, it is absurd. Alright, but that's just what I do. I bring Conk, too. I don't bring no Dark Harvest or whatever the hell you would bring on an AP Shyvana. But that's just how I play her. I understand she's a champion. Everybody wants to have different play styles. I think, hey, bro, she should be a bruiser all the way, all right? I don't know if people remember Shyvana Top when that was a thing. That was awesome, all right? But she's obviously super outdated with her passive as well. 20% more damage to dragons, and you get magic and armor resist, right? Come on now. Like, let's get an actual passive going, right? It would be, it like, I understand, like, hey, it makes thematic sense, but dude, that's not going to help you in a fight too much besides the defense, right? So that's kind of where we stand right now. And hey, look at this. Delayed. Sorry for this emote being a little blurry. I tried to find a clearer one. I just couldn't. Riot makes a statement. Not on a video, not on a YouTube short, not on a TikTok short, not a Twitter announcement, in a Reddit thread saying on January 29th, 2024, she's delayed till 2026. That's all we got. We didn't get no reason. I mean, I probably understand the reason why, right? She doesn't fit the theme thematically, how they started changing the ranked season. They started going more in depth on, or sorry, this is the first time they did it, right? Where they did the Noxus theme. And hey, with the Noxus theme, we should do a Noxus champion who deserves a VGU. That makes sense in my head. I'll keep it real, right? And LeBlanc got it, and LeBlanc definitely needed it. And I think it looks great. I play LeBlanc too. If I play mid lane, I'll hop on the Blanc, right? I think my first 4 skins ever in League of Legends, going in from older to newer, it was Pulsefire Shen, and this was 7 years ago, 2018. Pulsefire Shen, Super Galaxy Shyvana, Program LeBlanc, and Infernal Mordekaiser. Those were my 4. Those were the 4 people I was playing the most. And obviously, Shyvana was the one I would end up playing way more than everybody else. I just liked her kit. So, this rework means a lot to me, alright? Shyvana mains are in shambles. LeBlanc mains rejoice. Well, we were played like a fiddle, bro. They got us, okay? They can't do 2 reworks, right? They can't do that. They probably could. I mean, they did it with Fiddle and Volley there, but I guess Shyvana's not going to make the cut this year. So, in 6 months, maybe we'll get something, right? Maybe we'll get a piece of wheat tossed to us, and we can eat that. Not even make some bread. But hey, there's still hope, okay? And this is going into the Dragon deserves better, right? There's fan art on Wild Rift. She's super popular, and she has a sick Hexplorer skin that's not in this League of Legends game for whatever reason. That skin is sick. And we're still burning with the passion of Shyvana mains. The Shyvana mains subreddit is still going crazy, okay? Shyvana mains are super dedicated, even in silence. I know people are talking about Shyvana builds, whatever. I mean, it's kind of the only thing we can really talk about. We're not going to have an update on this Shyvana rework for a while, but I just wish that they would be a little more clear with us. Not on a Reddit thread that I didn't even really know about for the longest time, but just progress, just to see something, because I hope they're working on it. I hope it doesn't take 18 years like it did with the Skarner rework, right? And she just becomes a fucking butterfly for whatever reason, right? I'm just saying that Shyvana means a lot to, obviously, the people who play her, right? And I'm super grateful that Riot did reach out to the Shyvana mains and talk about, hey, what do you guys want to see with her? Yada, yada, yada. A fun fact that I would like to see about her is not even an update, just a client-side thing, where if you guys go to view like Shyvana's ability, she has her old E still, like where it was like a Titanic Hydra proc, like it was just a proto belt going forward. It still has that. It doesn't have her point and click like big fireball E. So that's something. And then her W also leaves that little trail mark behind, but I'm not really too sure what the hell that was. I really don't remember. But I do know the E is a lot different on the, what does her E do? It's different from what they showed in in-game. So FYI, Riot, you might want to fix that. But this was just my video about what kind of the history behind the Shyvana and why I kind of started this channel. I wish I started it a little sooner so we can maybe be in day like 1 million, right? Hopefully we don't reach a day 1 million, but yeah, I'm just here to keep you guys updated on Shyvana news and updates, and probably go over some game stuff too. When new patches do release, those videos will be a little bit different. But yeah, no Shyvana news today, but there was this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, I guess. Let me know what you guys would like to see in the future. Thank you guys. Take it easy.